Hey everyone, welcome back to Inside the Cage, where we bring you the latest and exciting updates of UFC. Chandler blames McGregor for dodging USADA testing. In the high-stakes world of the UFC, former two-division champion Conor McGregor and number 5 ranked lightweight contender Michael Chandler stand on the peak of a showdown. But as whispers echo through the MMA community, a cloud of uncertainty appears over their expected clash. Yet as the days slip away and the final 2023 pay-per-view event inches closer, a realization dawns upon Chandler. The epic clash he yearns for may just slip through his fingers. Ultimately, it left him to contend with the distressing question: will the stage ever be set for their ultimate face-off? "Conor's not in USADA," Chandler said in a video posted on his Twitter account. 179 days left until December 16th, which is supposed to be the last pay-per-view of the year. Comically, USADA shows up at my door today to add insult to injury. "Where you at, boy?" A twinkle of hope shines through the clouds of uncertainty surrounding the potential fight. While early 2024 seemed to be the likely time frame, surely whispers in the MMA community suggest that Conor McGregor may have a rare chance of being granted an exemption from the standard 6-month testing window imposed by the U.S. anti-doping agency, USADA. In exceptional circumstances, or where the strict application of that rule would be manifestly unfair to an athlete, provided that in either instance the athlete provides a minimum of 2 negative samples before returning to competition. As you know, both fighters are well recognized for their astonishing abilities. So yeah, it's been quite a while for fans to wait for their return to the octagon, and curious to see how they will bounce back in the octagon. Ebanie Bridges talk with McGregor after Rumpy Pumpy comment. You see, Conor McGregor's financial status may be solid, but according to Ebanie Bridges, he might be missing out on a golden opportunity. He believes that teaming up with her would be a worthwhile distraction from the octagon for McGregor. From a business perspective, their connection could prove to be mutually beneficial. Bridges recently revealed that she and McGregor have been in communication for quite some time, even before their viral moment at ringside before Katie Taylor's fight against Chantel Cameron. This means McGregor seeks excitement in the octagon and beyond. He is a playboy, for sure. "He's lovely. I and Conor have been talking for a while. He's always supported my career," boxing hit Bridges told Only Accounts. "I've talked to him online and he sends me messages before my fights and has invited me to Ireland a few times, and it's nice to have that support and friendship. Recently was the first time I'd seen him in person, and that was great after the conversations we've had online. He's awesome and so effervescent and has that energy. When Conor walks in the room, he lights it up and he's very inspiring." The viral pictures of McGregor and Bridges raised so many eyebrows. Then, Bridges added fuel to the fire during an Instagram Q&A session. In a lighthearted response to a question about whom she would marry, have sex with, or kill among McGregor, Anthony Joshua, and Jaron Ennis. She chose to marry Ennis, kill Joshua, and have a fling with McGregor because he seems like fun. "He might have some ideas of doing it," she added. "I do give a lot of people the idea, though, of joining OnlyFans, especially women, as some people look down on it as a bad thing. But it's not. It's exclusive content from athletes and celebrities. You know, Conor McGregor, who's currently 34 years old, is sitting pretty in terms of his financial situation. However, it's been a while since we last saw McGregor in action inside the octagon. Now it's like a waiting game for the fans, and it's uncertain if they'll get to see him back in the octagon before the end of 2023, or if it'll take even longer. Stevens and Avila to fight on Paul vs. Diaz PPV card. Let me tell you, there's some serious buzz surrounding the upcoming Jake Paul vs. Nate Diaz pay-per-view event. And you know what? It's not just about the main event. There is also an exciting matchup on the undercard. Jeremy Stevens, a seasoned UFC veteran, is lacing up his gloves against Chris Avila. It's all going down on August 5th in Dallas, and these warriors will be competing in the 168-pound weight class for 8 thrilling rounds. Now, Jeremy Stevens, at 37 years old, knows a thing or two about combat sports. After a somewhat disappointing run in the PFL last year, he decided to give professional boxing a shot. He made his boxing debut on April 1st at a game-bred boxing event. Man, it was a showdown to remember. He faced off against his former UFC rival Jose Aldo, and the fight ended in a draw. That just left Stevens hungry for more action in the boxing world. His opponent, Chris Avila, is no collapse either. He's got some solid experience in both the UFC and Bellator. Avila has stepped into the octagon twice and even fought for Bellator. But it's his recent success in professional boxing that's been turning heads. Meanwhile, he's participated in 4 boxing matches, winning 3 of them and suffering only 1 loss. His most recent victory came just a couple of months ago, on April 21st, where he secured a unanimous decision win against Paul Bamba. I gotta say, the clash between Stevens and Avila promises to be an absolute barn-burner. Both fighters bring their A-game. And let's not forget the Diaz army backing Avila all the way. Surely the Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz pay-per-view event is going to be one captivating night. It's not just about the main event showdown, but the undercard is stacked with thrilling matchups and intense rivalries. Also, it included this exciting clash between Stevens and Avila, Oezdemir versus Murzakanov, set for UFC Paris. You won't believe how quickly fights come together in the world of mixed martial arts these days. It's like if you blink, you might just miss some exciting matchups. Recently, Volkan Oezdemir, a one-time UFC title challenger, is set to make his first appearance of 2023 when he steps into the octagon against the undefeated Azamat Murzakanov at UFC Paris on September 2nd. This matchup was officially announced by the promotion just the other day. Moreover, Oezdemir has had his ups and downs since his unsuccessful bid to capture the UFC light heavyweight championship against Daniel Cormier in 2018. With a record of 3 wins and 5 losses in his past 8 fights, Oezdemir will be looking to bounce back and make a statement. Currently holding the number 14 spot in the MMA Fighting Global Rankings, he's determined to prove he's still a force to be reckoned with. Now, let's shift to another interesting matchup. A promising prospect from the 2021 Dana White Contender Series, Azamat Murzakanov, has been turning heads with his impressive performances. With victories over Dustin Jacoby, Devin Clark, and Tafon Chukwi in his first 3 UFC appearances, Murzakanov has shown his skills, with 2 of his wins coming by way of third-round knockout. He's a rising star to keep an eye on. Guess what? A very familiar face is set to make his return to the UFC. Kevin Lee, a one-time interim UFC title challenger, will be back in action on July 1st at UFC Vegas 76. He's set to face Rinat Fakhretdinov in a welterweight bout. Lee's journey has had its fair share of ups and downs. However, he is determined to turn things around. While Fakhretdinov has been on a roll with a perfect 2-0 record in the UFC and securing decision wins over Brian Battle and Andreas Michailidis. Diaz's sparring partner gives brutal verdict before Paul fight. In the end, the former UFC star Nate Diaz is all set to make his boxing debut against boxer Jake Paul in August. But recently, he's facing criticism from one of his training partners. Diaz, who retired from the UFC after a submission victory over Tony Ferguson, has been called out by Esquiva Falcao, an undefeated middleweight boxer. Without any hesitation, he questioned Diaz's boxing skills. Despite fighting with Diaz and acknowledging his performance, Falcao expressed doubts about Diaz's abilities in a video on Instagram. This is the reason. Diaz's transition to boxing and his upcoming fight with Paul has generated significant attention in the combat sports world. At first I thought he was tired, and in the end it looked like he was dying, Falcao said. His fighting style is crazy. You look at him and say, oh, he's tired. And then we started sparring. Robert Garcia told me in the second round, he's tired already. Hold back a little bit and keeps the rhythm so he does at least 10 rounds. I held back and kept boxing, and we did 12 rounds, Falcao continued. He was tired, but taking punches and throwing too. He is bad, but since he's too heavy, he's overweight, probably around 220 pounds or more, and I'm the only big guy in the gym, I had to do it, but I liked doing it. While Diaz and Paul are scheduled to face off in a highly anticipated pay-per-view event in Dallas, Texas, the event will also feature Amanda Serrano against Heather Hardy. Indeed, an exciting night ahead. All right, guys, that's all for today. Thanks for watching till the end. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to stay updated about our future videos. See you at the next one. Until then, goodbye.